And the floor is yours.
So we're starting. Welcome, everybody. Let's talk about easySPEAK. My name's Matthew. I have been a user of easySPEAK and a support person for quite a long time. And I'm going to share a screen. Uh-oh. Let me find the right one. Let's try this one. Are you guys seeing anything? Or not yet?
No.
Okay.
No, not yet.
I'm not sharing the right one. So let me present. And let me see if I can somehow share my screen. Where is it? Let's see if that works. All right. Now you can see it. I don't know if you can actually see the words or if they're blurred out. But I just asked, how good is easySPEAK? And as the old saying goes, it might be, as far as the tool for Toastmasters Club, the best thing since sliced bread. The key thing to know about tools is if you use the wrong tool for the job, it doesn't matter how good the tool is. And if you do not have a tool for the job, you're not going to get the job done. So tonight, what I want to talk about is what is the tool easySPEAK for, and then also find out what is the job you need something to do, what you need a tool to do, and see if there's a match up there. Now I didn't put a picture of a Swiss Army knife in here, but you can buy a contraption with 3 blades or 10 items or 72 items probably. And you don't have to use every single item in the toolbox to make use of a toolkit. So here you can read this. Here is a start of the list of the features of the tool easySPEAK that can be used free by all Toastmasters clubs. Customizing agendas. They have added hybrid meetings. You can have offline meetings, online meetings that accommodates people showing up and saying, I'm going to attend in person, I'm going to attend online. All that stuff is there. You can train new members to use easySPEAK in 90 seconds, and we'll do that right at the beginning of this. And you can see all the other benefits and features that easySPEAK presents. I don't know if you have any questions about those or any of those are compelling, but let's look at this. There's so many features and tools part of easySPEAK that a lot of people don't like it because it's too complicated. There's too much. And I'd say to them, if I gave you a really nice Swiss Army knife that had the pair of scissors that you needed right now, would you say, but it's got a corkscrew and I don't want to use that? You wouldn't throw out the Swiss Army knife because it has a corkscrew. You'd say, all right, somebody else might want to use that. I'm going to use the scissors right now. So here's some more easySPEAK features that not every club uses. In fact, most clubs never use, but they're in there. What it turns out to demonstrate is easySPEAK is a system that was developed by volunteers, not Toastmasters International, in Europe for all the clubs of a district in Europe at the time it was designed and implemented. After a couple years, that district in Europe decided to make it required that every club in the district use easySPEAK. More than 100 clubs. And then in the next 3 years, that district was either #1 or #2 ranked district in the world. And the district director, when they went to receive the achievement award, said, there's one reason that we are the top district in the world, and that is easySPEAK. And then we did the statistics. But that's not all. How about all these features? So most likely, if you're going to look for a tool that can do anything that a club wants in terms of a database-driven club administration and management tool, it's probably in here. Let's go right into easySPEAK and look at the easySPEAK screen. Some of you probably have never used easySPEAK. Some of you may be near experts that just have a few technical questions of very specific things we want to look up. But let's start by looking at the very extensive menu. Here is a copy of the top menu bar of easySPEAK for me when I'm logged into my club. And you'll see that that top menu has pull down menu options across a gray bar. And those are available and visible every page that you go to. The first one I want to look at is how we do the 90-second member training. Now, there's a lot of work that goes into setting up easySPEAK for a club. There are a lot of tasks that need to be done one single time. And my approach to helping clubs with easySPEAK is let me do it, or find another person who's willing to do it for you. You don't need to ever become an expert in starting easySPEAK the first time and getting your club set up. Unless you're going to be doing it for a lot of clubs, you'll only ever do it one time in your Toastmasters club life. But what you'll do is over and over again, train members, new members, guests, or anyone who's going to use your club's version of easySPEAK. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time going through how to set up a club on easySPEAK once you get your free site. I can help you with that. We can have a workshop and do that for everyone. But you don't need to learn that. If you're willing to let somebody else do it for you in about 40 minutes, it's done and it's set up. But once you're set up and members are added, each member needs to learn how to use easySPEAK. And what do we do with easySPEAK? What do we do for member club management? What we do is we sign up for meetings, we request to make speeches. In easySPEAK, you don't sign up for a speech, you request a speech. It's left to the officers and the VP Ed to schedule a requested speech into the agenda of a particular meeting. Because you might have 5 members who want to do a speech, and that's a great problem to have, but someone has to decide who gets to speak in which speaking slots in any meeting agenda. And that could have impact on member goals, special events that the club is doing. So the agenda is really under the control of the VP Ed. Of course, they can delegate. But what we do in easySPEAK is have members request speeches and then allow them, in most cases, to sign up for every other role that they want. So we're going to look at signing up for meetings, requesting speeches. Mine says schedule speeches because I'm VP Ed authorized. Although I'm not VP Ed in the club, more than one officer can have the authority to schedule speeches. So we're going to look at, in my participation menu, my menu is a little bit different. It includes some of the management and control options that various club officers have. Now, when I click on sign up for meetings, I click on the little down arrow under my participation or put my mouse over it, I'm going to see that submenu. I'm going to click on sign up for meetings and I would see a screen then. The window would change to this one. Sign up for meetings in the club that I'm in. Now you can see over on the far left of the screen my face, and under that there's a couple other clubs listed because I am a member on easySPEAK of various clubs. I'm only a Toastmasters member of one, but sometimes I help other clubs, so they've made me a member of their easySPEAK roster. And we'll talk about that, how you can have members in your easySPEAK club that are guests, special guests, guest speakers, all kind of different statuses in your club for people that are in easySPEAK. When we look at the sign up for meetings window, which every member can be enabled to have, you'll notice that there are 3 columns shown, and there are actually more columns over to the right. What do you have, Bruce?
Yes, just a quick question, because I've noticed this before on my easySPEAK signs. How come, unless it's, no, it's not. How come some of the roles are in two different colors there? There seems to be a bunch in blue, and then there seems to be a bunch in gray or a different shade of blue. Do you know what the reason is behind that?
I do.
Okay.
Anybody have a guess? This is a website. And what it is when the item is blue, not on this page because this is a slide, but we'll look at this in the live website. Those are links. So if I click on the word Toastmaster, it would actually take me to a description of the role Toastmaster. That is a link to the Toastmaster role. So you can see, for example, Tech Host does not have a link because that's not really a role. We made that up in my club. Joke Master, it's a role in a lot of clubs, but there's no official Toastmaster role that was ever in the CL manual. So last word at the bottom, that's another role. You can make up your own Quiz Master. Some people call it Question Master, Listen Master. You can make up your own roles. And all the role, I don't know why our counter's not in there, but the roles that we've made up are not linked to a description. You'll notice that in the top of the first column under role, it says confirm attendance and that refers to the columns to the right. But under that is a special button that says request speech. So this is where a member can do everything on this one screen. So the member logs in, clicks on my participation, goes to sign up for meetings, and this is it. If you can teach them this screen, you can train the member, and I suggest you can do it in 90 seconds. Someone who's never seen this before, what do you think under 30 Sep 20 green, yes, Y, N, and question mark refers to? Somebody take a guess.
Are you
Whether you're
coming or
attending.
not?
Confirm attendance. Are you coming? So if I put a yes, I'm going to be telling the meeting manager and the VP Ed and all the officers and all the members that I am coming. If I click no, I will not be able to have any roles assigned. Can you see on the far right, the 14 Oct 20 column? Does anybody see the far column on the right where the green says 14 OCT 20? I've marked that as a no. And there's no little green thumbs up or a red thumbs down. I cannot take a role on that meeting because I said I'm not attending. And you can also have a question mark which says I'm not sure. And you can update this. If I wasn't sure I was attending and later I said I was, I could indicate, oh, tomorrow something's come up and I can attend the meeting. I thought I couldn't. I would change my attendance. So you can change this up until the deadline that the club sets. My club allows you to change it right up until the meeting. So if someone can say, I'm planning on attending.
That's what I want to know, Matthew. I want to know how to change that setting. So when you get
there's a control panel setting that certain users are authorized, and you can change hundreds of things in this website. You can customize all the authorities that can be done. If what you do is you will get statistics and your agenda will show how many members attended the meeting, how many did not attend, how many confirmed their attendance before the deadline. All that data is automatically collected by the system. Now, you can tell that I am attending the October 7th meeting confirmed, not attending on October 14th, And I have not yet indicated whether I am attending September 30th. Now, I could also back up and do September 23rd and think I could change up in the top right corner the date range that I want this meeting sign up to display. In my club, we actually schedule 6 months meetings out. So I can put in all the planned meetings I'm not going to or going to, and I can sign up for any role that has a yes with a green thumb. So if I want to be grammarian, because I definitely do not want to be timekeeper, that's too much work, I can sign up for grammarian, so hopefully no one will assign me as timekeeper. And then if I could say, well, I've got to do my timekeeper role every 3 months, do that very challenging role, I'll sign up and take timekeeper so that they don't make me general evaluator that meeting. I don't want to do that next meeting. And you can see that I can click yes or no on the speaker role in the September 30th meeting. That indicates that I requested a speech for September 30th, and someone in charge of the meeting has assigned me as speaker number 1 and Jadis as speaker number 2. Since I am logged in, I can see, have I been assigned any role, and would I like to accept it or would I like to decline it? And you can guess, clicking on the green thumbs up will make that role assigned to me. Clicking on the red thumbs down will decline the role, and it will be open to be assigned to a new speaker. Does that all make sense? So I can sign up to the roles that are available. Now, in the control panel, we can say a member is limited to at most 2 or 3 roles. We can say that table topics master cannot be volunteered for. In our club, we let everybody volunteer for everything and request speeches. But you could make each role have different rules. It cannot be taken more than 2 weeks in a row. You can set all these different parameters up and customize. Of course, you can invent and include roles that are unique to your club. What I can see from this page is that every meeting has the same roles, but that's not required. I could change the meeting agenda for October 7th to be a special speechathon where we had 5 speakers and 5 evaluators. All I would do, when we'll look at that, we could go into each individual meeting and change its template or which changes the scheme of the meeting. And then we can also edit within a meeting that has a template assigned to change the roles. For example, in my club, the default template we use is 2 speakers and 22 minutes for table topics for 1 minute, 1:15, 1:30. If we end up with only 1 speaker, we'll go in before the meeting and change it to be 30 minutes for table topics, 1:32, so that everybody gets a table topic and it's long enough. So is there any questions about how you would train someone? Now, I've taken about 8 minutes to talk about this screen, but I think most of you got the hang of it in 90 seconds. And probably if I took it off the screen and said, let's click on sign up for meetings, you'd say, oh yeah, I'm going to that meeting, not going to that meeting. I agree to be grammarian. I accept the speaker role, and I want to be general evaluator on October 7th. Click, 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 done. And you can see all the roles that are filled by other people. Andrew Tron has accepted the role of Toastmaster already for October 7th. And we can see, if I go back earlier in September and show you my club's live site, we'll see a lot of roles filled in. So here's what's happened if I go back earlier. I've agreed in this example to be tech host in September 1st already. The green thumb is a little, I don't know if you can tell, it's dimmed out and there's a check mark. That check mark means, yes, I'm attending. Yes, I accepted the role of tech host. What's the situation in September 8th for tech host? Who could explain? Okay, Brace, you got too many good answers. Let's let somebody else guess. Who could describe what the situation is for the role of tech host September 8th?
You were assigned the role, but you haven't accepted it.
Okay, all geniuses. Yes, exactly right. And I can decline or accept the role. It'll change. And what do you think happens if I went up to September 8th, confirm attendance, and clicked on no, the N?
They would all disappear.
Any role that I was assigned to would become unassigned. And it would become completely, it would cancel any role, even if I had accepted it. If I go to September 1st and I say I'm not attending, tech host green check would disappear and so would my name, and it would be unassigned for anyone. And then if I clicked yes again, I would not have the role assigned to me for approval. If I say no, it cancels them. And if I say yes 5 seconds later, that role's been canceled. It's not reversible. So what you can do is say, I want to get another role. No, I cancel all the roles that are assigned to me. Yes, go ahead, and I want to sign up for a different role. So any member, depending on the settings, has the ability. Is there any questions about this? Because this is it. For all your members, if you can teach them to learn this screen, they don't learn anything else. Now I'm going to show you later, they don't even have to learn this screen. But if they want to log on and use it, I encourage them always to confirm meetings that they won't be attending in the future. But this is the main thing that you need to do with each member. And if you can teach them this, everyone in your club can use easySPEAK. Now, as VP Ed or meeting managers, we're going to have to talk about how do you manage agendas, and we'll look at that online. So any questions at all about this? Any at all? Because this is the critical page. Okay.
Matthew, when a participant cancels his or her participants to the meeting, whether the VP education will immediately receive a kind of notification by email, I guess so.
It is possible to.
I think it's a must, right?
Well, you have to request it. It won't automatically do. You have to say, I want to be informed when roles are canceled. But I do that. So in fact, I get that notification. Okay. It can be set up so that you as VP Ed are always informed when a member declines a role. In fact, you can get in a special email that says, hey, this member's declined roles for 3 meetings in a row. You better figure out what's going on. Maybe they went to the space shuttle. Any other questions? Okay, so if I don't hear any more questions, I'm going to.
It's Matthew.
Yep.
Hi, Matthew. So my question is, I see in the screen that there is only one line for one speaker. My question is if whoever manages this document cannot. Okay, so it's possible to add 1 to 3 speakers, correct?
Or 5, as many as you want.
Okay, perfect.
And you can say, we don't use the counter anymore. We don't have filler words. And you just remove that role. You can have any agenda you want. And when you do a contest, you're going to have contest chair, chief judge, contestant, all those agenda items. So I know I'm spending a lot of time on this screen, but this is it. You teach your members this. That's it. The rest of the work is going to be managing agendas, the VP Ed role. Okay, I'm going to move on. Now, if anybody realizes later they have a question, we'll come back. But you can all do this. Once you are a member of easySPEAK, once you have an account and any club, can assign you a status in that club, like member, guest, inactive member, past member, don't want to hear from you no on anymore. There's a whole bunch of statuses, but a person has an account in easySPEAK and can be assigned different statuses in different clubs. What we do when we start easySPEAK for a club is we load the whole roster immediately as members in one big batch. You don't have to put them, all in at once. Okay, let's see if I can get to another. Let's look at pathways. easySPEAK has been around when the traditional education system of CC, Competent Communicator, all the advanced communicator awards, all the leadership awards, they're in there. Here is now the chart in easySPEAK, which tracks pathways. And this is an example of my record in the pathways chart in my club. I've truncated all the other people, but you can see by level, by path, which speeches I have done. And you'll see that there's more speeches, there's more check marks than there are projects in visionary communication. I'm actually doing that path for the second time. So although there only need to be 4 check marks, I've started level 1 in visionary communication again. And if we'll go to the live system, but I just want to show you, if you put your mouse over any of those little icons under any box, under any level, it will display the name of the project. Now, what do you think a check mark means?
Finish.
Complete.
It's
Completed.
finished.
Yeah. What do you think this little clock means in path 4 in engaging humor?
It's scheduled.
Yeah. And if you put your mouse there, it'll tell you when it's scheduled. What's a blue box?
To be done.
To be done.
It's a choice. All those dynamic leadership, all those boxes under dynamic leadership are the required projects. There's only how many required projects in level 3?
3.
1. And then there's a whole bunch of electives. Or maybe there's, in level 3, what is there? You have to do 2 electives and 2 required projects. So you can see in effective coaching, there's 2 projects I need to do, and I've already done the 2 electives. But in dynamic leadership, all those electives are possible choices for me. So you can mouse over this and you can see every member in your club. Even if they in more than one club, you can still see them here. And you can see all the speeches they've done, even if they change. There's no such thing as home club like there is in Basecamp. If they're a member of your club, you can see all their speeches they've done in all the clubs. So Pathways doesn't care about home club. They just care if you're part of it. Now, let's say we went back here and clicked on request speech. I want to request a speech for a new project. I'm going to click on request speech, and this window will pop up. This is the second thing that you either do for members or you teach them how to do. Now, you can do this for every member. If a member says, I want to do my icebreaker, you could request a speech for any member in your club as VPA. Now, you see this weird looking little green thing with a head on it? That is the universal easySPEAK icon for request to speech. So when we go back and see other screens, you might see a really tiny little green thing with a yellow face on it. That's the request to speech icon. We've now clicked on request to speech and we see a 3-part window. You need to put in speech title in the title box. You then click on the second tab, workbook/speech. You would then select the path. And if they never selected a path, you would start a new path. They say, I just picked presentation mastery. I want to do the icebreaker. So they or you would go to workbook, select start a new path. select presentation mastery, click on icebreaker, and then under preferred dates, here's what happens when I click on workbook speech. Here's all the workbooks that I have used or have open in easySPEAK. Workbooks that I completed are not shown, but here's the entertaining speak. Oh, actually they are shown. These are old workbooks under the traditional education program, but we can also see the past: presentation mastery, effective coaching. So when it says start a new workbook or click on effective coaching, so I would pick the workbook, and then once I click on the workbook name, I would click on the speech. I could go to the tab for title and pick a date. So here I've picked engaging humor as the workbook, and it lists all the projects. Guess what? Some of them have check marks. And what's that mean? I did them, completed. I can do them again. I could they have a radio button over on the left. If I want to do my icebreaker again, just because I want to do it better, or because I forgot that I did it, I could click the radio button and schedule another icebreaker.
Hey, Matthew, if I may ask a question, why are the green check marks? There's 2 shades of green.
Anybody figure it out? Okay, I'm going to give you 20 seconds to figure that out. Anybody have a guess? Have a look.
Timing.
Yes.
Is it timing? Yeah.
Yeah, and what's light green mean?
Likely most recent.
Yep.
Or the last few times.
Within a year, I think.
Okay.
So I've done some of these a long time ago. I did the engaging humor path right when it came out. But you can see there's a lot of extra information there. They're check marks, but in fact, they give you a little extra information, recent or not so recent. And that's it. So can you teach someone, or can you see, it's possible to use easySPEAK without even telling your club you're using it. You could load easySPEAK for your club. When someone requested a speech, go in, request the speech for them, assign all the roles and give them the agenda online, and they don't even know where it came from. All this can be done by a VPA. It's a lot easier if members sign up for their own roles, confirm them, request speeches, put in an introduction and a title. But it can be done as a VPA tool, even if the club members don't want to use it. A VPA is tasked with preparing the club meeting agendas, and this tool makes that possible. Yeah, it's a lot more work if you can get the members' help, but in fact, this can do that job. Now, here's all, as we go back through those things, a member needs to learn how to click on My Participation, sign up for meetings, click on Yes when they want a role, click on the green when someone's assigned them a role, or red, say when they're not coming to a meeting, and they need to request a speech, which after it's requested, you can get an email saying someone's requested a speech and they want to do it in 2 weeks. You can then apply it to an agenda. We'll have a look at that. Now, each member has a profile which has lots of information about them. And in this profile that we're going to look at, as a club officer, you can edit different items about the member. Here is, in fact, my profile. I'm looking at myself or as an officer. This is the kind of profile you would see if you were a VPN in my club. You could change these things about me. You could reset my password. You could change my email address. So if a member changes their email address and says, you could come in and change your email in easySPEAK. I can change my own also. Now you'll look up at the top, there's a save button. Every time you change something, you're going to need to click save. But there are tabs: registration, personal, that's phone numbers, preferences, communication, images, attachments, Toastmasters, where you could put their member number, And watching. What do you think watching is for? It's not about whether you're going to watch Game of Thrones now that it's out on library DVDs. It is about, do you want to be informed about changes made in certain meetings? What are you watching? Are you watching meetings? Are you watching members who cancel or turn down roles? So you can watch things and you can get a collection of things that you're watching. And that tab will tell you. So I'm not going to go through all those tabs. If you, all you need to do is set it up. Well, I can help you set up your club. You give me a roster, give me a copy of your agenda, and we'll set it up. Then you can go in and explore all this stuff. And most of the stuff you can figure out. But I want to look at many other things that you will look at. So we looked at just a couple menu items. A key thing that you'll want to always look at besides profiles of members, because you can make them inactive, you can change them from visitor to guest to active member. There's also a menu that says this club. And one of the, all of these things under club charts would get us to the pathways chart, but speech list will show you all the speeches in your club. It'll show you scheduled speeches, what dates they're scheduled, what projects they are, the preferences for dates. And if you scroll down on this page, it will show you speeches that have been completed. So this is a long list of all speeches in the club that are scheduled or completed. If we go to this club user list, we see all the users. And I probably shouldn't be showing you, blur out their phone numbers. It'll have when they're paid until. We don't update the paid until, but you can. You can click and send them an email or a private message inside easySPEAK. It has a messaging system. You can see that the list has a blue check mark under show members. You could also click the box that says show non-members. That would show visitors, guests, members in other clubs, which have some status in your club. So often people will add a visitor to the club website, but they won't give them member privileges until they pay their dues. You can show past users. If I click that box on the far right that said show past users, I would see all the people who are on the space station now and are no longer in the club and don't want to get email, but they're still in the system. In case they reinstate and rejoin the club, we can add them back in and all their data can be there. They could go in themselves and delete their record so that it's gone, but until they do that, we have their accomplishments still in our club. Now, one thing you'll do as time goes on, after we load your initial roster, is add a new user. Now, a person might already be in easySPEAK. So you have 3 ways to add a new user. You're going to go this, how do you think you add a new user? Oh, it's circled up there, add user. Look at that. There's that little head. So that little head thing, that's a person icon. And if I click on add user, I would get this page and I can say, what status are they with my club? Are they a visitor? Are they a member? Are they a special guest? Are they a guest speaker? What date should I first assign them? And I can do that in the past. Say, well, they actually joined a couple weeks ago and they attended meetings, so I want to have them on the attendance list. And I can say who introduced them if I want to keep records of that. And I can either input their name and email, or I can put their easySPEAK username. If they say, well, I'm already a member of another club, so just here's my easySPEAK username, and then I can add them to my club. Okay, now you have to give them a unique username in all of easySPEAK. So if their name is John Smith, they're probably not going to get the username John or John S or John Smith. They'll probably, if you want them to have the name John Smith, they're going to probably be John Smith 22. But you can make up any username you want, and it can be changed. But you need to, at this point, once you go through the add user process, pick a unique name. Now, for some reason, I think that's the last slide I have. So after this, I'm going to share a live screen. So is there any questions? If there's not.
Yes, Matthew.
Yep.
I'm concerning the different tools. As you know, it's not only easySPEAK is used. There are other tools like FreeToast or Host, and some clubs even use spreadsheet like Excel.
Yep.
So, do you have got a feeling? You know, how many people are using easySPEAK and how many using other tools? You know,
I don't know the number. It's probably in Europe. It's 98%.
Okay.
Because they invented it. They became the top district in the world with it. But a lot of clubs started with FreeToast, and they use that. A lot of clubs have their own website. Now, here's the thing. Imagine you have a spreadsheet. Of course, if somebody leaves the club because they got a job on the International Space Station, they better pass that spreadsheet around. If it's on a Google Drive and that drive belongs to a single account, better hope that the new incoming club officers all have that password. If you have a club website and somebody forgets to pay the club web host dues, you're going to lose that website. So there are risks associated with other methods that are not somebody else is making sure it never goes away. Yeah. This is used by thousands of clubs, administered for free by volunteer members of Toastmasters, and whole districts use it. So it's not going to disappear. Same with FreeToast. It's not going to disappear on you. Yeah. So you have two choices main, and FreeToast has these similar things. If I was doing a workshop on FreeToast, I would be showing you these same functions in FreeToast.
Yeah.
Arguably, which one's better? I don't know. I like easySPEAK because it arrived where it is with more features. FreeToast, it's like, well, we don't have it anymore. We used to have a battle between Lotus 123 and the early Excel, and every release they would pass each other. Now we only have one spreadsheet. Everybody uses either the free public domain one or they use Excel, it seems, and they keep trying to catch up to each other.
Yeah, Master, as you mentioned, hopefully you will not charge me for additional question. So the next question is, we cannot make other club because each member can have multiple clubs, right? So we cannot enforce other clubs to not use like Excel table or FreeToast host, this kind of tool. So the question is whether we can manually input some record into the system. Otherwise, the system cannot manage the whole the pathway information, right? So they deliver speech in, one-to speech in other clubs. So whether this kind of thing can be input manually, then
there's two things you can do.
Yeah.
One is to import all your members, and it's possible to download your roster from Toastmasters, change a couple columns, push a button, and they're all in there. So I can do that with you, and it takes 20 minutes. Yeah. There's another import, which is import a speech list. As long as you format a spreadsheet with member name, speech project, title, and date, you can import them all into. I have every speech I've ever done starting in 1989 in easySPEAK. It wasn't invented in 1989. I've gone back and added all my speeches in there. So if I go to my profile and say speech history, I can download every speech I've ever done. They're all in here. But and like I said, they were done decades before easySPEAK was invented. So it's a perfect question, and it is a hurdle that's overcomable if that's the hurdle for the club. We can, in fact, migrate speeches and members pretty quick. And then you can type them in one by one, too.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, Matthew, if I'm a member, and I'm a member of two clubs, how do I make sure that the easySPEAK will seamlessly record my accomplishment? In other words, my speeches. Do I go on Toastmaster International and I click on one club and have a speech there, evaluate it and record it? Then when I have another speech somewhere else, again, I would click on the other club. And how member does it? How do I'm a regular member, what I need to do in order to not to lose any speeches I have accomplished?
Yeah, you were doing really well until you tried to answer it, and then you got it wrong. But in fact, what you need to do is understand you get an account on easySPEAK, and
Right.
your profile shows all the speeches you've done in any club.
Oh, okay.
But each club on easySPEAK, the officers that are authorized will say, Carl is a member of this club. In fact, he's VP membership of this club, so that gives him certain rights on this club's easySPEAK website. Another club might say, hey, could you be a guest speaker? We're using easySPEAK. We'll add you on our club as a guest speaker. What it allows a club to do when you are part of the club roster on easySPEAK. Now, you might log into easySPEAK and say, oh my gosh, I'm in 10 clubs. I only paid dues in 2. But all those clubs have added you. You can log into any of those. Once you log into easySPEAK, you can say, show me this club's meetings. If I go to my profile, it's Carl's profile, all your speeches. If you pick St. Vladimir Toastmasters, it will show you their meetings, and you will sign up for their roles in their meetings. Then you pick your second club, you go to their meetings, my participation, sign up for all the roles in that club. Then you go to your third club, my participation. So as you pick my participation, it will filter to the current club. Over on the right, if you're in more than one club, you can just change clubs by clicking on it. Your profile and all your information will not change, but the club it points to for my participation will change by the club you've clicked on. So when I went to that, I can pop it back up. When I looked at I don't know if I'm going to find the right thing. My participation. See here, it says St. Vladimir. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
So I am signing up for St. Vladimir. But if I go to Leaders Unleashed, I'm going to change clubs. I don't know. It's going. It's spinning there. It's going to. I don't even know if Leaders Unleashed is still. I think that's a club in Morocco. It might be in District 60. I have them in clubs all over the world that I help with this. Let's see. Oshawa, one of the Eloquent Leaders. That's in Morocco. I'm not sure why it's taking so long. Maybe Zoom, but it will come up when I go to my participation. It'll change. This St. Vladimir will change to a different club name. Let me go to another one. But yes, so there, Talking Mackenzie. I'll try that one. See if I think it's just taking too long. I'll stop into it. So yeah, great question. That's exactly what. So there's no real home club making anything disappear. It's just which club are you participating in right now? And you can go back and forth instantly. And actually, each club can see all your speeches. So a VP Ed could say, hey, you did most of that level in another club, but they can see what date it was. And you can put notes in there. What I do is when I do a speech completely outside of Toastmasters, in the title, I put where it was and who the evaluator was. Now, there's a lot more going on here. Let's go into a meeting. Okay, I know it takes a while to cover this. Let's go into a meeting. Let's go to the next meeting of St. Vladimir's. I don't even know if we have a speaker, but when we look at it, I'm having a long time connecting here. That's why.
So am I.
Same with me. Yeah.
All right. So easySPEAK might be having website issues right now. So I may not get to demonstrate the agenda, but what happens is the agenda looks pretty much like the sign-in sheet, but you can customize it with red, green, yellow timing, an order. You can put lines. You can put descriptions of the projects, all that stuff. Once the meeting is finished, you close the meeting. So as often happens, we have meetings where members are scheduled for roles, but once the meeting actually gets ready to start, we got to change things. We might cancel roles. We might put new members in the roles that they weren't scheduled for. And then we have the meeting. And then when the meeting ends, an authorized officer will record what actually happened. And most of the roles are probably correct, but they'll say, no, Joan did Mike's role, and Mike did Sally's role, and Jim didn't even show up. And then we push a close button. When you push the close button, it records that meeting as complete. All those roles are filled. They go into the database for your statistics. They're minuted. You have a meeting. There's notes. You can put other business meeting, whatever notes you want for the meeting. And all of those speeches that were done are credited in the speech list. They get a green check mark. And you will go to the speech list and see, yes, James finished his third required speech in level 2. Now, I don't know if he went into base camp and marked the level complete, but I know he has 3 agendas in easySPEAK that say he completed those speeches in level 2. So it's not necessarily in sync with base camp. Nothing's in sync with base camp. It's a standalone system. But this is speeches that are marked complete. Now, you could do a speech at your company, at a banquet, which is not even or at a club which doesn't use easySPEAK. So it's possible to request a speech and then go to an officer in your club and say, hey, here's my evaluation. I had a Toastmaster evaluate my speech, but I did it at the Rotary Club. And they'll say, oh, good, let's give you credit for that. And they mark the speech complete on a date outside of a meeting. It's 2 clicks, and they just mark it complete. So you would show a meeting, a speech project complete, and it would not be linked to a meeting. It would be it would be called an external speech. So it's done at a club outside of easySPEAK or no club at all. So you can do outside speeches just the same way.
One question, quick one. Matthew, I have, let's say, level 2, and there are, let's say, 4 speeches required. I'm in club A and do 2 speeches there, and in club B and finish another 2 speeches. Now, who is going to, now at the end, when I complete that level, VP education, somebody has to approve that level. So who is going to approve that level? I take two speeches in club
I
A.
understand.
Yeah. Who does,
okay.
who does,
Approval in base camp depends on which club you are logged into when you request approval. So here's how base camp works. You log in, you pick a home club, you say, I request level approval. That club is the only club that can approve your level.
oh, okay, okay, yeah,
That club might not be even using easySPEAK.
right.
They're not connected. Now,
Okay.
which club you give the award to is the one that pays you the most. And since no one pays you, they pay you the same amount, 0. You got to decide which club you give the award to. But approving levels in base camp is the base camp manager of the club that you were logged into when you requested it.
Okay.
And you can do it in easySPEAK separately, before, after. You know, none of this is integrated. We would love it if Toastmasters would allow us an interface to make these approved in base camp when the meeting is closed and we certify. Because when you close a meeting as a VP Ed, you're saying, yeah, that guy did the speech here. You've already approved it. Why do you need to approve it in base camp? Because that's how base camp works. That's the only answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? I mean, we're probably going to need, all I can tell you is you can edit agendas and you need 15 minutes intense training. There's also a control panel where decide which officers have which authorities, which roles are fillable, how far in advance, how far in advance can members sign up for roles. And how do you create a new meeting? We set up a template. You click create a new meeting. You say who's in charge, enter. It's just a quick thing. I'll see if the website is responding better now. Well, easySPEAK just timed out again. Okay, it's back. I will log in and I will try to share my screen and show you how I create a meeting. So I just logged in and I'll go to meetings. Here's let's look at this club. Here's an upcoming meeting for Talk of Mackenzie. And we can see all these people, different people have said, yes, I'm coming. Different people we don't know. Some person said, I'm not coming. Some of the roles are not filled. And if I wanted to, let me see if I'm allowed to do this. I'm going to edit the agenda. Now, I won't save it. But I could come into this agenda and I could say, the Toastmaster needs more than 3 minutes. They need 9 minutes for this. I could also say, let's give them the red light at 8 minutes. Let's give them the yellow at 7 and the green at 5. And if I click update, I have just changed the agenda. So I can edit any role specific. Welcome. So let's down here and look. Let's see, minute of silence. Let's say we're going to, if I click on this X over here, I'm saying we're not having a minute of silence. I can just delete it for this meeting. So I can edit any agenda and I can resort them and do anything I want. I can also edit the meeting. When I schedule a meeting, I have a date, the name of the meeting, what type of meeting it is. Is it a committee meeting? Is it a Toastmasters meeting? What is the venue? I can have an online venue, a hybrid venue, an offline venue, multiple venues where we meet in different places. I can have a theme and I can have a meeting manager. I can have notes and notify me if someone replies. So I can change all this stuff. If I look at wanting a new meeting, what I can do is schedule a new event. I can go to the next meeting and look at September 9th and do all those same things. And I could change this meeting differently. Now, it's a little bit more complicated because we can have templates for one speaker, templates for 2 speakers, templates for contests, and I can help you get all that set up. You only need to do it once. Then you pick the template, schedule the roles, and you're off. Melanie has a question. While she's asking, I'm going to show you what the agenda looks like. So let's go back to the meeting and look at, here's what the agenda for this meeting gets connected. It's automatically created for the club.
I think you almost answered my question. I had missed how you get to edit agenda.
Yeah, now, again, this is the learning curve. Whenever someone wants to start using easySPEAK, I tend to say, if I'm helping you, give me your roster, I'll load them, give me an agenda, I'll create a template, and then let's talk for 15 minutes and I'll show you all this. You can use the pencil icons. So you go to a meeting on September 1st, and every meeting will have if you're authorized, you'll see edit meeting, edit agenda. So the meeting is, where is it? What time is it? The agenda is all the roles of the meeting. And I can even look at there. You can have a detailed, here's the agenda for my club. It's a little bit more involved. We have lines between the speakers around the table topics. We have to the minute. And there's a question mark. What's that question mark mean on the agenda?
Yeah.
It means they don't know if I accepted the role or not.
Yeah.
Or I haven't accepted the role. We know Jonathan has accepted table topics. So our club is a little bit behind for our outdoor meeting. No one has been, whoever's our VP Ed is not assigned roles yet for that outdoor meeting. So Jonathan's in charge of it and who's coming. So he has a special meeting, but you will see the members that accepted. How do I get out of there? If I go to a previous meeting, we'll see that the meeting is closed. And Jonathan did a speech last meeting. And there's his speech. It was a special presentation. I'm not sure why, but we have all these people that did these roles. We only had 9 people attend, but I could reopen it if I wanted to change things. So you can edit all the things about a meeting. Now I'll go ahead and go into the control panel and you'll see one special thing, which is here be dragons. This is a dangerous place. You can break the club if you go in here and don't know what you're doing. So they insist you, and I can, I'll tell you the truth, I can do the control panel for most clubs in District 60. I'm authorized to go. So if you are in District 60 and have a club on easySPEAK, I can actually go in and help you with your control panel. But let's look at some things. This is what are the authorities of each officer. Let's look at VP Ed. Can the VP Ed do things? Look, they can do everything. They can edit the meeting agenda. They can assign members to roles. They can assign speeches to meetings. They can do everything. Let's look at another officer who might not be able to do so much. Let's look at VP mentoring. What can the VP mentoring do? Nope, they can't do any of that stuff. The only thing they can do is they can see member information like a VP Ed. So different officers can do different things, and you can't let them all do everything. Let's look at the president. What can the president do?
Yeah.
They can do everything.
Okay.
And we have an IT support. They can do most things, but we don't let everybody do everything. And easySPEAK says, hey, if you let more than 3 or 4 people do everything, you don't know what you're doing. We're going to reset you. But you can set up your club in the club setup control panel. Here's where I can go, and if anybody's club's in here, I can go change it all now. Just because the team that runs easySPEAK has, I'm in the right one. We haven't realigned. I think we haven't realigned easySPEAK for the new year. We'll have to do the realignment. Yeah, this is last year's alignment. I'll have to go in here and realign the district. But I can go in and change anything about the club in here, right? So let me go into Club 77 and edit their control panel. As an example, I'm going to edit the Club 77 control panel and say all these things. When do their meetings happen? Where are their meetings? What time of day? What day of the week? Which weeks of the month? What's their club number? See, now here's where I need to go in and realign all the clubs and all these other things that you can put your social media accounts in there. So there's a lot of stuff that can happen in the control panel. Hey, I don't know, Melanie, you have a question? Nope. I thought a hand went up. Maybe we dealt with it.
I think she already asked it and she just forgot to lower.
Okay, so if you're gonna, I imagine a lot of you use Microsoft Word or something like it, or Microsoft Excel, and it's a very powerful tool. Does a lot of things. You got to admit you probably know 3% of it, unless you're a macro Visual Basic programmer and you do all kind of automated things. You probably only know a little bit of it, and it probably took a long time to learn. So you need to admit that easySPEAK is going to take an hour of your life to learn. And I can teach it to you in an hour, everything you need to learn. And there's a lot there. And once you learn that hour, you can say, do I want to look at member surveys? Do I want to look at club discussion forums and satisfaction and goal setting. There's a ton of stuff here, but all you really need to do is learn how to edit agendas and close meetings and teach members in 90 seconds how to sign up for roles and request speeches. So it takes that long to get the whole paradigm in your head sort of around it. Valerie, are you an easySPEAK user? What do you have to say about learning easySPEAK?
Thank you, Matthew. I was not really familiar with easySPEAK, but now that I've had the personal one-on-one tutoring with you on easySPEAK, I think I'm doing fine. I've scheduled meetings up to September, and this was in July. I had meetings set up, and now I have meetings set up till October in easySPEAK for one of the clubs, because we have more people. In another club, it's just week by week, but I'm quite comfortable handling.
And are members signing up for roles?
Yes, and a couple of them they are.
Okay.
Yes.
So Valerie learned easySPEAK, and she's not Bill Gates' protege, but she learned how to run easySPEAK in multiple clubs with a couple meetings with me. Igor.
That's right.
Need some volume.
Sorry, yeah, there are charts inside of easySPEAK, and for example, the leadership progress, it's related to the old manual, but is it still useful, and does it make sense to kind of advertise it between members to see that they can also track their leadership progress with taking different roles and stuff?
You can use it for that. You can actually have the CL manual still in use for the club's use. You can say in our club, if you complete 4 CL manual projects, we give you a prize. We give you recognition. So it's still in there. And for members who join your club who have never been in easySPEAK, but would like a record of their CL, they can go back and add it in. Yeah, I've got all my ALBs and ALSs and all, that's all in there too. So that's a good idea for clubs that want to incentivize members to take roles. You can design your own program that says anybody that does timer 4 times gets Timer of the Year award. You know, you can do what you want.
Matthew.
Yeah.
Matthew, I'm glad I had a chance to meet with you in person on Zoom this time, because I heard the name, I saw the name multiple times, and I thought that you are somebody like Bill Gates sitting in California or something like that. So
that's where I am. Bill's not, you want me to get Bill? He's right next door.
Okay. So you are in Toronto.
I am in Toronto.
Okay. So it would be great, actually, the way you described it, 30 seconds, etc. It would be good to have a contact with you. And my understanding is that simply members need 30 seconds to learn how to do it, and then the rest is done by VP of Education.
Yes, and what you can do, and what we've done in my club is, for each meeting, we assign a meeting manager who is the Toastmaster, and we have it set up that that person for that meeting can be just like the VP Ed. So if a member says, I want to learn how to do this, you can make them the meeting manager and then say, you want to learn how to be VP Ed? Go ahead. Now you can do everything. So all that's there. And I did not say 30 seconds. I said 90 seconds.
Okay.
But some people are fast. Some people are faster. Yeah.
No,
I think the record is 24 seconds.
That's good. So in other words, it's easiest for members to learn how to do it, and the rest is done by VP of Education.
Yeah, that's really the decision. That's really the decision you're making. To get started, you're going to need to do the VP Ed's in charge of the agenda, and that's what this is about. So the VP Ed needs to go in. Once you're going, my club, there's a lot of members that take care of it. And our VP Ed only does what because they want to. If they say, yeah, I'm away for a month, somebody else do it. It's easy to let other officers or other members do it.
Okay. And if we say, Matthew, we need your help, so you are there. You are.
Yeah,
ready to
I
help.
just put my email in the chat. So just email me, and I would point you to a knowledge base article in easySPEAK that says how to get started and then help you do it. Basically, you download your club roster from Club Central and you apply for a free site.
Mhm.
And then you send it to me. I upload all your members, and then you and I work together and build your first meeting based on your last meeting. We put the agenda in and then say, okay, you got any other kind of meetings, or do we want, and then we just schedule them and off you go. And you can even go backwards. You can say, well, let's schedule 3 weeks ago and put it in as if it actually happened. So you can practice going backwards.
Okay.
That's what Valerie and I did, right?
Yes, yes. Could you go over again how you add a new member, like a new person?
Yes.
Just
Go
join the
to,
club?
yeah, go to this club user list. You go to this club user list, and up in the top right corner, you will see this little add button, add user.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to, who wants to be a member of my club? Tell me I'm going to make you a visitor in my club as of last month, introduced by me. Somebody give me, Carl, I'll make you a visitor to my club.
Sure.
Now you're going to tell everybody your email address. What is your email address?
Oh, urban@candex, candex.on.ca.
CAN or M?
CAN like Norman.
Okay, so I got it right. Submit.
Yeah.
That email address is did I make a mistake? Let's see, go back. Let me try it again. I must have typed something in wrong.
Yeah.
All right.
CANDEX dot on.ca.
Okay, let me get.
We're not seeing your full screen, so we're not
Yeah,
seeing what
oh,
you're
okay,
doing.
let me see. I have to reshare it because it's a pop-up. Let's see if I can get that.
I put it in the chat window. You can just copy.
There it is. Now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, urban at.
ON like Norman.
Oh, that was a problem. All right, let me make
That's
that.
the problem.
It's ON, Ontario.
Yeah,
All
Ontario.
right, now
Canada.
let's go. And all right, still doesn't like it. Oh, you're already a member.
Yeah.
Of a different club. So I'm going to connect you to my club.
Okay.
So now, because he's already in easySPEAK, he's a member of my club. And if I share my screen and go back to my club now, this club user list, I added him as a guest, so I need to say non-members. And if I go down here, I will see Keith Urban as a visitor. Now I can say, oh, you know what? We'll give you free membership in this club. So we'll say club.
Hey.
We'll say club. You're a member as of 2nd day of August. Submit. And I just added him. I go to this club user list and only members, and there's Carl. So let's go to a meeting on September 1st. And Carl, I'm going to mark you attending and make you timekeeper.
I have to learn how to do that.
All right, so there we go. And I'll update that. And now, just as fast as I added Carl,
yeah,
he's coming to the meeting, and he's now nobody might. Now, here's something that's worth showing. I have assigned Carl as timekeeper, but he doesn't know that yet. So there's
Right.
an exclamation part, and I want exclamation point. When I put my mouse, it says the role has not yet been advised. Now I have emails. So when I go to the third email, I can go down to the third. There's emails that are automatically sent. When I click this email, you will get an email that says you have been assigned timer. And when you get that email, it will say, do you accept it? And you will say, yeah. If I was you, I'd say no. But you could accept that role. And it's one click. So when you assign roles to members, then I don't even know where I am now.
You're on the agenda.
Yeah. I'm going to stop sharing and open it up again. But that's how, once I assign all the roles, I will say send email.
Right.
Carl is the only one with an exclamation point. You probably already got the email. And it will say, I have assigned you the role timer. Do you accept? And there'll be a green and a red. Well, there'll be two links. You can say, no, I don't want to be timer. It'll cancel it.
Right.
Automatically. That is something for VP Ed to manage. So that's a bit more involved. And, I wanted to just talk about the concept of easySPEAK rather than do training here on this. But that's how easy it is.
Right.
We just go in and say, send email. And every member who is assigned a role, there's another email number 1, which sends an email to everyone that says, hey, you haven't told me whether you're coming or not. And that's email number 1. There's also email number 2 and 5. So there's just one click. So you could send that email out a few days before the meeting to everyone, find out who's coming, assign their roles, send the confirmation email. Now, once you send the confirmation email, it won't be sent again unless you change assignments. When you change assignments, you'll see the red exclamation point says, hey, you never told this person they're the Toastmaster or general evaluator. So you'll want to send email 3. So you don't have to learn that now, but that's how easy it was. I just added a member, added them to the agenda, assigned them a role, sent them an email, says, will you do it? Now, while I'm on the other screen, I'm going to unassign that role. And so my club doesn't say, hey, who's this guy, Carl? He's not coming. And I will mark him as not coming. And then I'm doing all that off screen. And then I will change Carl's status in the club. I will go to the user list. I'll see if I can share the screen to show you. I'll share the screen. I'll go to the club user list now. And I will change Carl's status to a visitor. So here's Carl. And I will use a pencil, which is edit. That's the thing. And I will say club. His status in the meeting is visitor, and make it effective 3 August. So he was a member for 1 day, and submit.
Okay.
So now when I go back to this club user list, we won't see Carl in there anymore. He's not listed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is possible only if every club is with easySPEAK. If they are with Free Toast Host, you cannot do that.
You can do similar things in Free Toast Host, but if you are in one club with easySPEAK and one club with Free Toast Host, your stuff is split.
Right.
Until you, yeah. Bye, Igor.
Okay.
Not bye. I have a question.
Oh, okay.
When you were scrolling through the page, you had big red banner on the page of the club. I guess it's home page. I will have a kind of question: what person that is not a member of the club knows about the club from easySPEAK, and
Yes.
if it's any way to customize it or?
Yes, there is a thing called public view, and what you do is you can say over here. Are you seeing my screen now? Under profile, you can say club member view, and say what does a club member see, and these links are different. And you can also somewhere say, well, all you got to do is log out. Let me log out. There is a public view, and there's also a, if you log in with a mobile device, it will reformat and look good on a mobile device. So there's an automatic mobile formatting of your club website. So here's, our club, I've got this thing made very big, but I can shrink it down and you can see here's my club website. We have a map and all this stuff. And if you log out, all you need to do to see what parts are available, and there's all this stuff over here, shortcuts. Somewhere in here, there's a public view. I don't remember what that is, how to get there. I have too much stuff enabled because I am a helper of all these clubs, so I'm not sure. But I can try to log. If I log out, it'll log me out of easySPEAK. And then if I go to the club website, this is what a non-member sees. It looks almost the same as a home page, but no participation, right? So we have it that a non-member can see this, but they can't see names and things. So this is what a non-member sees.
Okay, so your website URL is basically goes to the easySPEAK, to the homepage, right?
Yeah, we bought a domain and we just redirect it to the easySPEAK site. You can do that too.
Okay, and who has permissions from your club to edit this page? The VPR or?
It is several. It's set in the control panel. You go in the control panel and say, can the officer edit the pages? And you can edit page layouts. You can add sections. You can change the text. So this, now I'm editing sections. I added a guest testimonials. And once I get out of edit sections, I can edit the text. So I can edit the text of this section. So it's got its own little web page editor built in here. You can use HTML or you can use text. I put a movie in here. I think maybe they took the movie out. There's a movie. I made a movie about Toastmasters. You can.
Wow. Great. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can watch it. It's a funny movie. Well, I think it's funny.
Okay, we're going to thank Matthew for giving us his time and expertise and knowledge and patience this evening. And I want to thank you so much, Matthew, for doing this. This is really helping the district very much. And
I do want to say, Elton is to blame. He's ending the meeting. Bill Gates is going to be here in 20 minutes. Not my fault. He's busy. Bill! Now he's giving me one of these. Sorry. Okay.
Thank you so much, Matthew. I really, really appreciate it. All of you, you have Matthew's email address. And so please, as he said, please give him drop him a line, let him help you. This workshop has been recorded and it will be on the District 60 website. So if you guys happen to or want to get a copy, want to watch it, just let me know and you can get to me at, I guess I'll just throw my email address in there. And you can reach me at prm@toastmasters60.com, and then you can I can send you the link this will be tomorrow. I can send you the link so that you can review, because there was a lot of information that this man was peeling off to you guys, and so you may need to go through this once, maybe twice before, you know, your sea legs are stationary.
Yeah.
And with that, are there any last questions? Any burning questions that you want, that just you must ask Matthew before we end this meeting?
Matthew, I have a quick thing that I've just discovered. If I do a Google search on my club, if I do my club name, easySPEAK, the whole leadership board comes up with all of our phone numbers and email and everything in the Google.
Yeah, so Google can be a problem like that. easySPEAK is in general dealt with GDPR, and it is compliant, and you can set all that stuff up. What's done in the past, you'll have to go edit settings and actually submit to Google to remove that information. But I can work with you on that. Let's go take a look at that, because there are people, and there's, you know, way back time machine, there's all kind of stuff that causes problems for publishing that. And it's not a bad idea to take everybody's phone numbers out of easySPEAK and make everything non-public. That doesn't need to be in there. That's a good point. But you can go request a easySPEAK website for your club. It's pretty easy. You can email me, get on the phone with me, and we'll walk through it. You just request it. I recommend you add a note. It'll say, give me an email address to make someone. You can put my email address in, and I'll be then in charge of your club. And I can do the loading and then turn it over to you. Or I can request it for you. You just give me the club name and I send a message. They're used to me doing it. But any way you want to do it, we can work it out. It just takes a phone call in about 5 minutes. And then we request it. It usually comes within a day. It depends on whether the staff is busy, because they're paid as much as you are for Toastmasters.
Yeah, and please encourage your members to learn how to use easySPEAK. If you choose to do easySPEAK, and please don't dump everything on VPE. That is such a heavy role as it is. Please encourage your members to, if you're going to sign up for a speech, fill out the information for your speech. I actually put that, thanks Valerie. I actually have that as part of my training when I train pathways. I do the full easySPEAK training as well of what they need to do. So my entire club, they do it all themselves.
That's good.
So Heather sounds like a busy person, but you might also be able to talk her into helping you with easySPEAK.
Yeah. Sure, I'm a night owl. Call me at 2 in the morning. I work best then.
Don't call me at 2 in the morning. I'm not only not a night owl, I'm not a morning owl. So call me at 9.
Or they can call you when you're in Rwanda.
Yeah.
Matthew, I'm going to send you a message and maybe we can talk and figure something out with that.
Okay.